All right, it is 1:30, so we'll go ahead and get started. First, I want to welcome Tim Stark from FoodHandler. Thank you, Tim, for joining us. And I will go ahead and let you start the presentation and just let me know when you need me to change the slide.
No problem. First of all, I'd like to thank HPS for this opportunity. Give everyone a little background on myself. I've been in the glove business for over 20 plus years. I should really say the food safety business because we practice what we preach. And if anyone at any point during this presentation has a question, I believe you could type it in or raise your hand on this. So I'd like to answer that at that point of topic. Secondly, is if anyone would like this presentation to share with your staff after this, Tori will be able to send this out to you. So let's take it away. So what we're going to talk today a little bit about is hand hygiene myths and the circles of success. I used to teach ServSafe. I am ServSafe certified. I'm proud of that because if you really think about what goes on in our business, whether it be nursing homes, schools, daycare, there's a lot of room for error and a lot of chance to hurt some people, and that is via not washing our hands properly. So next slide, please. So I'm gonna go through this presentation today with a bunch of myths. So I'd like you to think about this. So is myth number one is hand washing is just not that important. That is false. You go to the next slide, please. The hands are the most common means of microbial spread that we have. I've always said is hand hygiene is first and foremost in my business and also within how we teach and sell our products, which is gloves and food storage bags. Any time we can prevent the transfer of bacteria, it's a great day. On that slide there, you see the acquisition of MRSA bacteria on hands after touching a bed rail, and then you see the full colonized patient. So there's a lot of things out there, bacterias, germs that we spread that could hurt people. Next slide, please. Number one illness from improper hand hygiene is norovirus. I'm sure we all remember the cruise ship scenarios over the years. I think there was another one recently as people start to get back to their normal lives. But norovirus is 5 times as deadly and 8 times as costly as E. coli. Next slide, please. The number one compliance violation, and these are based upon Canadian and U.S. results, but from inspections from health departments, no soap at the sink or the empty refills in the dispenser, no disposable paper towels available, and the observation of employees not washing their hands. Next slide, please. And myth number 2, the FDA food code is a gold standard for hand hygiene. Is this true or false? I'd like to ask everyone and think about this. You could switch the slide, Tori. It is true. The FDA food code is what a lot of industries, whether you're in food processing, farming, we are driven by that code. And in fact, in our industry, anytime we deal with exam grade product where you're dealing with a blood-borne pathogen, we have the FDA involved in our products or in our business or our livelihoods. It's a standard that we must live with, and it's the only standard or code that we have to work off of. Next slide, please. So here's some violations in food service. I'm not going to dwell upon these a lot, but you can see how the points could add up. This is through different areas we added these together. But typically personnel, food temperature control, time temperature control is up there. So it's important that we try to keep one trained, but also keep our facilities as clean as possible. Next slide, please. So here's some kitchen violations. I'm just going to go through these briefly, but these are actual shots. We didn't make these up, but you can see the picture on the left. The sharp stub is not enclosed. You have soap. but you can't touch it because the sink is filled up with pots and pans. That's a mess on the left. The one on the right is also a mess. For a simple fact is there's no soap available at the sink. You have cups there. You have objects in front of the sink. You have things to the left of it. It's not really a proper way for having a proper hand washing station. Next slide, please. I like to go to bulk soap and non-dispensing paper towel background. So every time someone washes their hand using soap from an open refillable reservoir dispenser, they are gambling with their health. These could be under counter mounted. They could be on the wall. You see a lot of these, and I'll be specific, as you see a lot of these at rest stops along the highways where they have refillable soap dispensers. There's quite a few things that could happen there. One, hand contact by the cleaning crew, spread bacteria, airborne germs in those locations, vandalism, and then also foreign objects could get in those. Next slide, please. Dory, thank you.
Okay.
Refillable soap, and the reason we're bringing this up with refillable soap is sealed soap dispensers nowadays are where the industry is going. It's much more sanitary, and you're able to get those foaming soaps within there. Refillable soap is a proven risk. Here are 4 things that could happen to you. This information comes from the CDC, the WHO, and Health Canada. So they all recognize that bacterial contamination with refillable bulk soap is an issue. Sealed soap dispensing systems, and I do not sell soap, so full disclosure here, but that is the way to go. More and more restaurant chains are going that route. Next slide, please. Myth number 3, warm air and jet air dryers are more hygienic than paper towels. True or false? False. If you go to the next slide, please, Tori. Paper is better and cleaner than air. So 50% of the US and Canadian consumers avoid using hot air dryers. I personally avoid using hot air dryers. I happen to fly almost every week on business. Nothing is more gross than using a blade system in a restroom, a public restroom. The people touch that as they put their hands in or touch them as they come out. Air dryers are unsanitary. They take too long to dry. Typically, they don't dry your hands completely. But think about this, as the air in that washroom is being recycled through that heated dryer. So you can see that your bacteria count goes up and you can blow bacteria quite a bit. The reason we recommend paper towels is paper towels help cause friction. So if you follow the proper ServSafe standards of washing one's hands, soap, 20 seconds, and then use a paper towel, you're more likely to have little to no bacteria on your hands versus using an air dryer. So again, that paper towel causes friction. So that's why we want to use them. Next slide. Here's an ideal hand washing station. You can see the paper towel dispensers, the soap, the hand sanitizer, gloves. You have a nail brush on the left of the sink there. It's a clean area. It's unobstructed. Ideally, if you could have foot pedals, that would be the top of the line. But if you can't, a touchless faucet would be also be great there. Next slide, please. Proper hand hygiene with gloves. So after you've used soap, you've washed them to 20 seconds. You've killed all that bacteria, and now you're using paper towels. What you try to do is you should have the gloves close to the hand washing station, is wash and dry your hands, grab the glove by the cuff edge and slide your hand into the glove. The easiest way to look at it is you want to try to have your 4 fingers on the palm of the exterior of that glove to help pull that up if your hands are a little wet. You should change gloves between patients and tasks and wash your hands properly after removing gloves. Just because you wash your hands once Doesn't mean you can't do it again. Next, please. We are a supplier. We have a program in place with HPS. We also sell Gordon's, these items that I will show next, but some of our top of the line product is our Thin Sense, which is a super thin nitrile. The one color I like to highlight is the pink. Believe it or not, we are approaching October quickly. It will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We as a company support Breast Cancer Research Fund with $1 per case that goes towards breast cancer research. So, but we have a variety of colors there. Almost all of those are stocked within Gordon's, but the most popular happen to be black, blue, and the pink. Next, please. We also have a high heat pan liner and ovenable bag program. This product is good up to 400 degrees. As we all face challenges with labor, employees, high wages, this product is a great way, one, to cook food and retain moisture within the food. If you cook within a stainless steel pan, it typically will suck moisture out of the food. With these, it's a barrier that helps keep the food moist. And your cleanup time is a breeze. Basically, just throw that bag out, sanitize the pan, and you're ready to go. Next, please. We also offer saddle pack bags and racks. The saddle pack racks are for free. If you are in need of those, please reach out to Tori. We will get those sent directly to your establishment. But we do offer a wide variety of silverware bags, deli bags, pre-portioning bags, and day of the week bags to help meet the food code. Next, please. Myth number 4. Wearing gloves is more important than changing them. True or false? It is false, because we don't want people to think wearing gloves that they're safe and when they're bouncing around in the kitchen or an establishment cross-contaminating everything. Next slide, please. Myth number 5. Hot water is critical for effective hand washing. True or false? It is true. Why the FDA and ServSafe changed the code a few years ago to where you could use warm or cool water. The best way to kill bacteria is use warm to hot water as much as you can handle with soap in the 20 seconds of washing. The purpose of the warm to hot water is it actually opens up the surface area of one's skin so that we're able to kill more bacteria in those tiny crevices within our skin and our hands, and make sure that we are fully compliant and not transferring any bacteria. Next, please. Myth number 6. Hygiene and image in the restroom are not that very important. True or false? Next, please. It is false. You can switch again, Tori, please. First impressions count. This is statistical, factual information. If you look at this, is 74% of patrons equate washroom cleanliness and hygiene to that of your kitchen. So think about that. The odds are almost 30% would never return, and 46% would avoid an establishment based on bad word of mouth about restrooms. We've seen this not so much with the restrooms, but the bacteria issue with E. coli or salmonella with some major chains in the United States. It is a serious issue. Next, please. I'd like to thank you for your participation today. Again, this is available from Tori, this presentation. If there's anything you saw and you'd like a sample, we could also send that out. And if there's any questions now, I'd like to open it up. So if there are any hands out there, Tori.
Yep, I'm watching the chat and watching for hands right now. I'm not seeing anything yet, Tim.
All right. Now, so let's do this. I have a few more myths for you. If you could switch to the next slide, please, Tori. So myth number 7, hand sanitizers dry and crack your skin more than soap. Is that true or false? It is false. If you switch, please. And the next slide also. A properly formulated hand sanitizer does not dry the skin. If you next, please, again, Tori. What we're talking about here is, so if you have a properly formulated hand sanitizer, and I'll use one as an example, which is Perel. They typically exceed FDA efficacy standards for a single pump. So the question we always ask is, how much do you really need to use? Do you want to use 1.1 milliliters or 4 milliliters? So quantity does not help kill more bacteria on your skin. Next, please. Myth number 8. Alcohol sanitizers breed antibiotic-resistant bacteria or supergerms. Is this true or false? It is false. If you go to the next slide, please. The fact of the matter is antiseptics are not the same as antibiotics. So based upon studies and scientific evidence, there's no link between antiseptic use and antibiotic resistant or supergerms. We have someone that I did see a hand raised, Tori.
Yep, I was going to say after this slide, we do have one question, and their question is, what is the safety difference between the polycast and the thin sense gloves?
Anytime you use a poly glove, whether it be a hot cast or cold cast film, it is the least expensive product in our portfolio. Those are great if you're just making sandwiches or doing a light task in the kitchen. Typically, when you go into the thin sense, that's a super thin nitrile. They may cost, now the price difference is maybe about a penny difference from a vinyl glove, but nitrile, especially colored gloves, is where the industry is going. From a serve safe standpoint, anytime you rip a glove, if you can't find that piece of the glove in the food, you're required to throw all that food out. When you use a colored product, typically you'd be able to find that in, if you think about macaroni salad or potato salad or sandwiches and lettuce, you could typically find that and then not throw that food out. So it's a cost saving feature of having a colored product. Did I answer it?
And I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong.
Okay.
Yes, she says yes, you did.
Aretha?
So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Well, I thank everyone. What? Go ahead, Tori.
Oh, go ahead, Tim. I was just going to say I didn't see any, so.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for participating today. And again, this presentation is available for you if you want to share with your staff. And if you have any further questions, please reach out to Tori, and she could share my email with you. And have a great day today.
Thank you so much, Tim, for joining. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day. So it looks like our next presenter did just join, so I will go ahead. Craig, can you hear me? Oh, hold on, Craig. I got to make you a presenter. I'm sorry. All right, you should be able to unmute yourself now, Craig. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Great.
Awesome.
I'm back. Nice.
Yay.
Thanks, Tori.
You're welcome. And I did give you presenter rights so you can share your screen.
Oh, perfect. Well, good morning, everybody. Or afternoon. I guess I'm in Phoenix, so maybe it's still morning here, but for you guys, it may be afternoon.
It is afternoon. So I just want to introduce you real quick. This is Craig. He's from BlueTriton. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Craig.
Perfect. That's great. So let me get myself in presentation mode here. I like that you use Teams. That's what we use too. So that's perfect. Makes life a little bit easier.
Yep. And we can see your screen perfectly.
Oh, great. That's perfect. So I want to thank everybody for letting me join today and let you know a little bit about BlueTriton brands and who we are and some of the services and products that we can provide for you. So my name's Craig Dickerson, and I also work with Christine Ferroni, who some of you may be familiar with. Our company is called BlueTriton Brands Incorporated. We were formerly known as Nestle Waters. Nestle sold our company a few years ago, and we are an independent company now. So you may know us in the past as being part of Nestle Waters, but we are on our own now, which is actually really nice. We consider ourselves to be the water experts. So let me tell you a little bit about a few things that we have. So when you look at the different brands that we have across the country, we are really, number one in the marketplace. So the way it works is we have 6 regional spring waters. So depending on where you are in the country, you would have one of our regional spring waters as an option for you. So if you're in the Northeast, it would be Poland Spring. If you're in kind of the Mid-Atlantic, it would be Deer Park. If you're in the Midwest, it would be Ice Mountain. If you're in Florida, it'd be Zephyr Hills. Texas areas, it would be Ozarka. And out in the West, it is Arrowhead. So those are our regional spring waters. And they all have a very healthy base and a good market share. We also have a national brand which we acquired not too long ago, which is called Saratoga. It is from upstate New York, and it is a very nice product that is a still water and a sparkling, and it comes in a glass product as well as a PET plastic. And then Origin is another brand that we have that is it's really focused on being a premium product with a high quality sustainable packaging is that. And then overarching it all is our Pure Life product, which is the #1 bottled water brand in the country. And it is a purified water. So municipal sources, reverse osmosis is the process we use to purify it. And then we add back in some minerals for taste and health reasons. So that's kind of just a snapshot of us. And then when you look at us overall across the country, we have a 19.3 share, and which is almost double our next closest competitor. So yeah, we talked a little bit about the regional spring waters, and that's just an idea, nice little graphic of where they are across the country. We take our environmental responsibility very seriously. We have water stewards. We make certain that what we're doing is not harming the aquifers. So, an aquifer is basically where the water in a spring water comes from. And what we make sure of is that we're not drawing out too much water from any one spring and causing harm to it. Also, we protect the forest and everything that's around these springs. So we've actually rehabbed some and done some different things to make sure that they're up to the highest standards. So we have a variety of sizes, and I think this would really be a good spot to talk about the K through 12 and what the different packaging that's available through it. We have everything from the 8-ounce all the way up through a 1.5 liter, and they have different applications within the school systems as far as who the target audience is. And we have products really that we feel fits just about everybody's needs. And then when we get into the Pure Life, we again have all of those sizes, and particularly for the 8-ounce size, we have some really neat packaging that we do throughout the year. So the one that's coming up next is going to be for Halloween. We're going to have like a spooky packaging kind of thing that they do. We're partnering with Disney early next year. They have a movie coming out called Wish, and our packaging will be based around that. So it really adds a nice touch to some of the younger audiences that you have out there, and draws their eye to those products. Because we want them to be drinking the water, because it's it's a healthy option as far as a beverage you could choose. And then it comes in a whole variety of sizes, and if you look at the far right, it's a 5-gallon bottle, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, but that's actually the division I support, which is called our home and office division, which uses the 5-gallon bottles and some other products. So we'll get into that just a little bit later. And actually that's available, before I go on, that's also available in the spring waters, is the 5-gallon product. We have kind of a newer product for us. It's called Splash. And again, this is a water-based product. It has 0 sugar in it. It is artificially sweetened, but it comes in 5 great flavors. So, you've got your pineapple mango, your grape, your wild berry, lemon, and your mandarin orange. And it comes in a variety of sizes. The 20 ounce is very popular if people are, sharing the product or are older. Then we also have an 8 ounce and a 16.9 ounce in these products. So, and additionally, it has very similarly, there's one with some carbonation. And this, I've had this product. It's a very good tasting product. So it comes in a variety of flavors again, some color cues for flavor intensity, makes it fun to drink, I guess. I don't it's been marketized a little bit, but so the 0 sugar electrolytes are added to both this and the Splash. So it's good from that standpoint. I think that's, this is a nice alternative where you have opportunities to some of the other soda options that you have out there. So yeah, there. Oops, sorry. Oh no, now I'm going backwards. There we go. So this one comes in 4 bold flavors: raspberry, blackberry, lemonade, blood orange, and black cherry. Black cherry is my personal favorite. So that's been a very popular item. And then when you look at kind of our whole portfolio here, this is kind of a nice snapshot where it gives you everything that you have out there. So you've got, your case products and in a variety of sizes. We have the regional spring waters that come in additionally in a sparkling water. We have all of the Splash items. If you have places that are perhaps like using it for athletic competition or something like that, we have a brand called Action, which has it's a alkaline water. So when you think about like a smart water, something like that, that's kind of our answer to that. We mentioned the Saratoga. So that's a very popular item, maybe for meetings or things like that. It's a glass bottle or a plastic PET, but nice looking and great tasting water. Origin, we mentioned that as well. That comes in cans, and that will be, it has, in addition to the Plain sparkling, it has a couple of flavors. We've got all these multi-serves. So if you have a place where maybe you're needing it for making products or things like that, you can do that. Was there some people in this chat outside? Okay. I heard something beep in there. I wasn't sure if it was something.
Yeah, we had someone
question or
else
something.
join us, Craig.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. No problem. We have a collagen water that we just started selling, and a frutas, which is another product currently only available in Texas. So that's everything that's available through our food service division. And I believe Christine said that Gordon's is the main distributor that most of the locations are using. So those products are available through them.
Yep, we have a sole source distribution with GFS, so that's perfect.
Great. So that's kind of covering Christine's part. I'm going to give you my 2-second advertisement on my own part here. Christine is great. She and I work very closely together. So what I represent is our home and office side of the business. So in many schools, many places, you want to have water service. So you want to get a delivery. So maybe the 5-gallon bottles, a water cooler, maybe for a teacher's lounge or throughout the school. A lot of places out here in Arizona, with our population growth and things like that, they've had portables is a big thing where they don't have water services inside the schools. So they order a lot of water coolers and things like that to make sure that they have water for the students available. So we do a lot of work with that. We also sell all the products that the broadline distributors have. And we never compete with them, but what we do have is, we don't have large order requirements. So if somebody set up like, hey, we want to have it in the staff lounge every 2 weeks, we want to get 3 cases. That's something that we would do versus it being delivered to a loading dock or, a bulk location. We also have water filtration units, which is a very popular item. Because it attaches to existing plumbing. There's no ongoing deliveries. You just set it up and do that. And we actually have some things that can retrofit water fountains so that they can have filtration on those. If people are interested in they have maybe like an LK or an Oasis water cooler fountain, but nobody drinks it because they don't think it's filtered. Well, we retrofit those things and can do some of that for people. And then we offer a professional cleaning service for both water coolers and filtration units. So our business is not everywhere. So we have a direct serve. Our model is we have company-owned branches, and we deliver to customers within that serviceable geography. So we have 74 distribution centers across the U.S., and they're within this green shaded area. So we're not everywhere, but we do a great job within the areas we're at. We are a certified, essential service provider. So during COVID and everything else, we were out there making deliveries, obviously with safety protocols, but we were out there doing that stuff, and hurricanes, all those kind of things. We're a service provider. And then we have local account managers that call on locations and can manage accounts for people. And I'm very excited to say we are opening 2 brand new branches in August of this year. The first one being in St. Louis and the second one being in Pittsburgh. So we do continue to grow our customer service areas. Not as quickly as I would like, but we do continue to grow that way. And it's pretty exciting because these are our first 2 that we have added since we had added Denver and Atlanta about 3 years ago. So pretty exciting stuff for us. That's really us in a nutshell.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Craig before we wrap up our webinar? And like Craig said, all the items that he showed before, those are available through GFS. If you have any questions on them, please reach out to me and I can work with Christine or Craig or Christina here in our office, and we will get you what you need, answer any questions you have. And if you think of something after you get on the call that you wish you would have asked, please shoot me an email. I will get with Craig and we'll get that answered for you as well.
And we'll make sure to get this presentation out to you, Tori, so that you can
Yes,
pass it along
perfect.
to your members, obviously. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. And with that being said, the presentation, the PowerPoint, and the recording will all be on our website under our university. So if you missed part of the presentation today, or you have someone who wasn't able to join us and you think it would be great information for them, please let them know that that's out there. It'll be out there for a while. So we'll have all this information in case you want to revisit something as well. All right. Well, it looks like, Craig, we don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you very much for doing this for us. I really appreciate it. It was very informative.